Hello, this is Corey the Keyblade Wielder, and we're back for another commentary. Non-Disney Villains Tournament Round 2. Oh, and this one is, in the description, says, special thanks to Mr. Epic Kirby for the amazing cropping and color filtering. Oh, that's sweet. So, let's get this started. In the description that El Supremo gets a visit from, who's that dude? Schroeder, who visits El Supremo. And one thing I love about this tournament is that you get to use anime villains. That's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, we got the ones that were used in like Disney versus anime villains, but Skeleton King, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, I'm kind of with history about 5341. I know this is supposed to be Disney versus anime villains, where Disney villains fight anime villains, but I don't know, but Powerpuff Girls and Neo Cortex and that weird version of Bowser? I'm just saying, that's not my idea of Disney versus anime villains. What's happening in here is what I had in mind of Disney versus anime villains also. Well, except this is non-Disney versus anime villains. But the point is, this is what I was thinking of. This is what I had in mind also. And how many other animes are going to be in there? It turns out there's actually two so far. There's Hellsing and Code Geass. I haven't seen Code Geass before, but after I got Netflix, now I'm really cheering. And History About 5341 was so happy because he loved Code Geass, and it's one of his favorite animes. And it's even one of my favorite animes also. Right up next to Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Yeah, let's see how epic this is going to be. And it turns out that when we show this, what he is that he's a Nazi. I'm like, oh, we have Nazis. I mean, we have Nazis before in Disney versus non-Disney villains with Black Wolf, but the thing is, he was not an actual Nazi. He was just a guy that was basically copying the Nazis. Those dudes are actual Nazis. Like, say, that was before I saw Hellsing. And basically what it is that the people are like survived from the Holocaust, or these are the people that started the Holocaust, that caused World War II to happen. That is really dark and interesting way to go. That was before I have not seen Hellsing, but when I did, it was a good anime. I liked it. But I was uncomfortable with the use of the Nazis. And the weird part is, after seeing Hellsing, the weird part is Major became one of my favorite villains. Yeah, weird, huh? And it turns out the Major tells El Supremo that he's going to be the one taking over all of England. El Supremo's mad. Oh boy. Okay, first fight. King Haggard versus Prince Froglip. Oh boy. Yeah, I kind of dreaded on this one because I was hoping King Haggard would win. Because I do not like Prince Froglip. The goblins are horribly animated. They're annoying. They're stupid. And they're just downright idiotic. And I do not like Prince Froglip. He's so annoying. And now Prince Froglip wins, and I was hoping King Haggard would win. But, oh well. Next fight, Jenner versus the Mouse King. Interesting start, a battle between two mice villains. Or two rat villains. Well, one of them is a rat and the other is a mouse. Secret is actually one of my favorite Don Bluth movies of all time, and Jenner's actually my favorite. I like how he's a gentleman villain, but he has an inner demon in him. The Mouse King is okay. I read the Broadway book, and it was I read the book of the Nutcracker, and it's a really good book. Plus, if you actually look up the Mouse King, he has multiple heads. The reason why we don't see that in other adaptations is because there was only one person in costume. There were not that many people to fit, so they only did it with one head for the ballet. Whoa! General wins. Okay. Next fight, Claudanus versus General Woundwort. In the description, yeah, I like that it's actually... They were not talking animals at first, but they were actually experimented by Mach. That's an interesting start. One thing I like about this fight is that there's two animated movies. This is what History Buff calls it. Two villains that look like they're from a kid's movie. It may look like a kid's movie, but it's not a kid's movie. Don't show your kids that movie. It is not a pleasant film to watch. Don't let your kids watch it. That's for adults. I mean, in America, if something's animated, it's for children. But with the exception of Heavy Metal and Sausage Party, and other shows like Family Guy, Simpsons, South Park, yeah, those are animated adult animation, but those are shows, not movies. But when you go to other continents like in Europe, Asia, and Russia, it's not the same case. All the animated films are more solely to mature audiences only. Like History Buff, when he was visiting like in Europe, his mom got him like at Redbox, like Watership Down, and he and his brother watching, and oh my god, it gave his brother nightmares. When I was watching the villains defeat, I was like an idiotic kid. But seeing the death between Woundwort and Claudanus, that shocked me. It disturbed me. But I do like this fight. It kind of makes sense for them to fight. I still feel sorry for Claudanus. Aww. The next fight, Pinky and the Brain versus Martin? Interesting start. I mean, Pinky and the Brain? I don't know. I mean, yeah, they are technically villains, but yeah, but they are Looney Tune villains. I mean, they're not technically Looney Tune villains, but they're modern day Looney Tune villains. At first, I wasn't sure how it's gonna work. But after seeing this, it actually proves people wrong that maybe Looney Tunes should be in the war. The villains especially. I mean, they're not really Looney Tunes. They're modern day Looney Tunes of the 90s. Sorry if I've been rambling. Pinky and the Brain wins. Next fight, Vlad versus Clavius? I kind of found it to be cheating. I mean, you had Vlad in round 1 to fight a Swan Princess villain, but in round 2, you had Vlad fight against a different Swan Princess villain. I mean, couldn't you say that for another round later? But no, you did it in one round right after the other. Oh, and it looks like Clavius got the Forbidden Arts. I mean... And the way Vlad is fighting the Swan Princess villains, I mean... What's his deal with magic? He uses magic, I guess. I mean, the ghost power thing just does not make sense. I mean, was there an episode that described that he hates magic? Is he like Frollo and that he thinks magic is evil? Can someone let me know if there's an episode that he thinks magic is evil and that he using these powers to get rid of magic? All I know is that he has the hots for the main character's mom, which... yeah, disturbing when you think about it. I mean, yeah, there are some moms that are hot. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna admit. And Vlad Plasmius wins. Next fight, Thrax versus Zygon. I guess in the description that there's orders from Mach to get some sort of energy that powers Zygon's empire. Or is it a ship? Huh. I like that you use what's it called again? I haven't seen the movie in a long time. I forgot what it was. It was part of the brain cell that inside or whatever that controls the mind and the body. To make it look like it's one of Zygon's energies. Oh, I guess Saigon's gun is also does freeze guns. It looks like Thrax wins and he runs away with that power he has. Next fight, Tyler versus... What was that dude's name again? Toboggan Alabra. I'm just gonna call him the Nazi bounty hunter. Yeah, this is a pretty good fight, actually. You got one that's an American, that's from Western, that's adult animated, and then, well, that's pretty graphic. You got the one that's an anime, which is a very bloody graphic. It makes sense for them to fight. And I get that dude is like the card master or something. Huh. He's like, oh, it's on, bro! Oh, now Tyler's packing heat. Well, he's always been packing some heat. Ooh, it's gotta hurt, and... Oh! He just shoot him right in the head. Tyler wins. Next fight, the Major versus El Supremo. Another graphic fight. One that's supposed to be like a kid-friendly movie fights off a series that's more for adults only. Or for mature audience like teens and adults. It's a fight between who will be the one conquering England. And, oh boy. Oh, El Supremo's doom. Yeah, the Major doesn't just have Nazi, they are also Nazi vampires. I'm like, wait, what? Whoa. Now in the epilogue, Cobra Commander gets a message from, wait for it, Lelouch, aka Zero. Hold on. Oh, that's cool. There's a rivalry between two men behind the masks. Oh, and Mock recruits Tyler? So is Tyler quit being Shredder's henchman or something? Interesting. Was he impressed? I guess Mock was impressed by his moves and he needs him for an alliance. Oh, and this one is pretty interesting. This is the Legion of Darkness. That's cool, and the members are the Grand Duke of the Owls. Then you have Dracula. The one you're using is from the Batman vs. Dracula. It's interesting. But I realize why he's using a DC villain is because that's not supposed to be all DC villains in there also. It's good. It's supposed to be Alucard from Hellsing. Yes. Alucard, who's the main character, is also the main villain. Or the protagonist villain, that is. And Samhain, I didn't know where he was. I thought he was a Scooby-Doo villain. Turns out he's from Ghostbusters cartoon. The Real Ghostbusters, it's called. It's a really good one. And what the hey? I didn't think you'd go that far, dude. First you use the ones that are for family films, then you got the ones that are more graphic, more mature tones, and now you got the ones that like aim for little kids. Plus, my favorite reaction when History Buff was doing fan commentaries, when he saw it, he was like, oh dear God, no! 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 It's a pony. I hate ponies. Why is there a pony here? Why did we ruin this good series with a pony? I hate ponies. I'm sorry, but there's just something wrong with the fact, this is a show that adult men find great and have cons over. It's just weird and disturbing. Oh, I hate ponies. It's okay. It's alright. I can get through this. Gosh darn it. Code Geass and Hellsing are in this. I will get through the stupid ponies. I'm like, wow, you're a big complainer, ain't ya? But it's interesting to see Nightmare Moon, in my opinion. Then we see Valmont and his men being recruited by Vlad. Oh, and plus, that's where Histerbuff stopped right here when he admits something like, I'm sorry with the whole pony rant thing. Like, it was partially a joke, but it was also real. I don't understand what the whole pony things. I don't understand with the bronies or the Pegasisters. It just annoys the living crap out of me. And you have grown men not only loving it, but loving the crap out of it. I don't understand why. I mean, I do understand. I'm a grown man and I love Disney, but they tend to take their obsessions way too far. Like, yeah, you're definitely an anti-pony, as I can see. I just want to tell you guys what he said, because after he deleted most of his fan commentaries, I was upset about that, but I'm okay with his choices. I just want to share it with you guys. I'm sorry to anyone who's an MLP fan. I don't want to offend, but it's just what he said. It's mostly, I love his reaction when he's up, what the hey, or no, like that. And Messina meets Rasputin in Limbo, and she brought him the reliquary. And Lord Malice sends Rothbard to find someone who is murdering other sorcerers. And of course, the Nazi took over England. Oh boy. And oh my god. I would agree with Histerbuff. This tournament is like a roller coaster. Like up, 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 no. Up, 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 no. Yes, 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 no. Up, 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 yay. What we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is Amon from the Legend of Korra. Awesome! Awesome! So yeah, that was Disney versus non-Disney Villains Tournament Round 2. So epic. This is Corey the Keyblade Wheeler. May I be your guy and key. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe.